Hey, how you doing? This is Martone, owner and trainer of Fuller Fitness, and this is another video in the series that I'm doing to where I am utilizing bands and utilizing bands specifically for maximum strength, which is what most of my stuff is, except that for this one, it's using bands, and hopefully with the band that I chose to use, I can actually still do it. Depending on the band you use, the band should be color coordinated or however that's supposed to be said. But when you get the bands, hopefully you can see that this one is 23 pounds before you do anything, equivalent to 23 pounds before you do anything. So then the more you stretch it, the more you're gonna feel it. So if you're short, so I say if you're like 5'5" or shorter, you're not gonna feel certain exercises as much. Like right now, I'm doing a shoulder press. So a person that's 5'5" or shorter won't really feel the bands as much. But if they're doing a chest press and doing it correctly, which you can see that in previous videos that I did on how to do it. So with me doing a shoulder press with this one, again, you would have to be taller or have it set up somewhere on a bench or something to where you can utilize it even though you're not as tall. So this is likely for people that are 5'7" or taller, and that's just my opinion because again, at least for shoulder presses, bicep curls, and maybe a few other exercises. But again, this one is utilizing bands and doing a shoulder press. So almost regardless of which band you have, to make sure you don't mess up your shoulder, I think you should squat down, stand up just like you would if you're about to do a squat. And then, hopefully you don't have an arch in your back while doing this. So, I'm kind of strong. Some of the people who have seen some of my previous videos know that. If you haven't seen previous videos, I'm kind of strong and can do certain things. And this is 23 pounds before you do anything, and then once you stretch it, it will feel like even more than that, depending on your height and how strong you are currently. So, again, my goal with this is to make sure people know that if you're trying to increase your strength and trying to increase your power, trying to increase muscle size, you can do that with bands. So I've been concerned for years as to why more people were not doing strength workouts with bands. I've actually asked some people if they use bands, and most people said no, and the ones who said yes didn't do it for strength training. So, and again, that's fine. But again, for me, it's just to make sure that you guys actually know that that's an option. One, it doesn't cost all that much, in my opinion. And two, it doesn't take up a lot of space. Three, if you live with other people or just have buddies, you can use it with them because, again, with this, if I was able to handle more of a load, I probably can. But if I was able to handle more of a load, I can click another band on here. And then for those who care about drop sets, I'm not one of them. For those who care about drop sets, you click another band on here to add resistance. Or if you're drop setting, click one of those bands off to do your drop set. Again, for those who care about that, I'm not one of them. So again, this is just to show you guys that you can do strength training and you can utilize bands. Again, If you don't want to for whatever reason, because it's not popular or whatever, have at it. But for me, it's just based off of what works, um, how I feel, if I look a certain way in terms of what I want, um, and do my thing. Especially being 37 years old and doing what works for me, because I've been using bands I think for at least 18 years, possibly longer. All right. So again, just to make sure um, you know how to do it, especially with this being one of the thicker bands. Bend down so you don't mess up your shoulder. Stand up. I would like people to avoid arching to the best of your ability. All right. So again, that's shoulder presses, and you can do other stuff with it. The focus of this one is shoulder presses. I've been getting my bands for the last 17, 18 years from Body Elastics. Before, I got them from wherever because I didn't know any better back then. But by age 19 or 20, actually, no, I don't. There's a possibility I've only been using Body Elastics for, actually, no, I think I said it right. 17, maybe 18 years, maybe even 16 years. So maybe not as long as I thought, actually, because I found out about it from Terrell Owens when he was playing with the Dallas Cowboys at the time, to utilize Body Elastics, and I've been using them ever since. Not because of Terrell. I mean, Terrell Owens is the reason I started it. Started using Body Elastics. I was using other bands before, but when I started using Body Elastics, it was because of Terrell Owens. I was very impressed by his playing style and the way he got things done on the field, and started using Body Elastics, and always enjoyed using them, especially having all these different choices of bands to use and different bands to increase maximum strength, which is what I've been into. And lately, I'm doing more to, um, lift, a heavier resistance with whatever equipment I'm using, but specifically this, but actually do more reps. I spent almost decades, almost at least 2 decades, only doing reps of like 1 to 4, maybe 5. So as I'm older now, which a lot of us would have to do depending on what we're trying to do, and would have to anyway, is to make changes as needed. And one of the changes I felt I needed to make was to do more reps, and challenge my body differently compared to what I was doing before, especially to take better care of my joints. And one way to do that is by using bands. But again, not only to take better care of your joints, but actually being able to increase your strength without spending as much money or taking up a lot of space. And then if you're interested, if you enjoyed the video, please like it. Subscribe to the video so that you're notified for other videos in the future. Share the video with people who might be interested in it. For those who considered bands, weren't sure about bands, letting other people know about it who might be working out with you, especially if it's at home, because the focus of the majority of my videos this year, and probably from now on, will be doing videos at home. And then if you're interested in hiring a personal trainer, especially if it's online, especially since I don't know where you are, hiring a personal trainer online, I'll put a link at the bottom for that, so that whether it's bands or anything else you have, but it's specifically for bands, because obviously I have them. So for those of you that have them or may get them and interested in hiring a personal trainer, I'm putting a link at the bottom of the video, and hope to be able to help you on your journey. This is Martin, owner trainer Fuller Fitness. Take care.